What's up, Byron?
Day two, my friend.
Day two. Got your cast off, I see.
Yeah.
Clear for contact as well.
Might have them out there.
Todd, you wanted more interceptions this year. You got a couple today. Talk about the Servancier Dennis play, and then also Nolan Turner's in the end zone or close to it in the 7-on-7s.
Servancier made a good play. I mean, he was doing it in the spring. He got a good break on the ball. He came down with it. Nolan's very smart. He's a heady ball player. We can't hold the ball that long to put it over the middle, but we got some turnovers defensively. Offensively, I thought we did good, moving the ball pretty good, as much as you can in shorts and T-shirt. We just got to finish at the end.
Your thoughts on how those 2-minute drills went for both your quarterbacks here at the end?
It's team combined. I'll look at the tape. We got down there. Both quarterbacks got down there, but we didn't punch it in. You know, and that's we got to start punching that ball in. And defensively, can't let them get down there to begin with before you make stops. You don't want it to be that close.
So because again, kind of from our vantage point, it looked like Kyle, you guys were able to punch it in, but that wasn't the case.
We didn't score in 2 minutes.
Todd, in this league, you know, injuries, it's just like how many you're going to have, when's it going to happen, not if. How you feeling about the depth on this roster when you decide on the final roster? What do you think about the backups and what kind of shape you're in there?
I think we're still developing those backups. It's hard to say the depth right now with 2 days out of pads. That'll come in pads. I see some guys that have a chance to be good depth players and possibly shoot for starting spots. That has to play out in pads, though. I'm not going to make that determination in 2 days of T-shirts. When the pads come on next week, it'll be a good test to see how much depth we actually have and how many people can play multiple positions will play a big part in that too. So that's yet to be determined.
Well, there's depth in the NFL.
It's critical. You know guys are going to go down, and if you don't prepare for it right now, you don't want to go into the week and say, well, this guy's never played that position before. We know as coaches we got to start moving people around pretty soon and seeing who can do what and who has more versatility at every spot, from the third or fourth or fifth corner to the swing tackles and guards, quarterback depth, running back depth, who can block, who can run, who's a receiver. You know, we got to move guys around and see who can do what, because when that happens, we should be able to plug and play.
Didn't practice today. Is that a scheduled day off, and what is his schedule going to be like in terms of on days and off days?
We have a good program for him, and we knew he wasn't practicing today, but he gets his work done, and we're confident in the schedule, and we'll keep seeing if he progresses.
What did you see from the tight end room, given it's such a young group?
Well, they work hard. You know, Cade and Cole got a lot of reps in last year. They're not as young rep-wise as the rest of them, but those guys keep their head down and they work hard. They're very versatile in ways where they can block and get open and do things that Dave wants them to do. And Wells is coming on. Obviously, we got Payne from Purdue, and we got a few guys back there that can do some things. So when the pads come on, they have to do some blocking and receiving. We'll see how it pans out. Kind of know what Cade and Cole can do already. Interested to see the other guys.
Coach, do you have some form of a finite scoring system for the quarterback battle where at the end of the day you're great in certain areas and after 5 days you can add up everything?
No, we get together as a staff. We don't just grade quarterbacks right now. We grade everybody. So I can't come in here off the field and say Kyle did good or Baker did good or one thing or the other. I look at the whole practice and as its entirety, probably around my 5th or 6th time watching the tape. When we start evaluating positions, we just take notes and we see who can do what and who put what's where and kind of go from there. And we do that as a group.
It's such a different vibe out here, not having the fans, obviously not having Tom. One thing Jason had said to us when we talked to him the other day was that, you know, even though Tom isn't here, that his championship mindset, the mentality, still lingers. Can you feel that? And if so, what areas do you kind of notice that in?
And we turned the page a while ago. We don't go back on the past. We can't worry about our wins, losses, and who's here and who's not. We're a different team. We know we're a different team. We move forward that way. We don't worry about goals from the past or anything else. We worry about what we have now and what we have to do to win. So we feel the vibe is different because we have a lot of new guys and even the older guys because we've changed scheme on one side of the ball and we've added some pieces on the other side. So it's going to be different every year. We just look forward to building that chemistry and culture and making it a better team this year.
What ways, I guess, can you see that championship kind of mentality, that champion's mentality, I guess, still lingering around here? The expectations still seem very high. You have two of your starting cornerbacks that, you know, during down periods are running on the sidelines. I mean, are those?
Well, I don't think you ever lose your pedigree of a championship team once you win a championship. And we still have some guys on here that won that. But we have other guys that come in here and work hard. We're not going to ever have low expectations. That's not our thing. That's not why I'm in it. That's not why they're in it. Our expectations are very high. You know, we've gone to playoff the last 3 years, and we got new guys that have to sub in and play and prove themselves, and you have to prove yourselves as coaches every year, but our expectations are just as high. You can't say it's a championship team yet after 2 days of T-shirt and shorts. You have to build that, and you have to build that culture, and you have to build that pedigree all over again, whether you won the Super Bowl or not. So we're in the process of building that up.
Catch down the left side there. You mentioned him a couple times. What do you like about him? What does he have to show you?
Obviously, he's got to get the playbook down. We know the talent is there. He can run, he can stop, he can run with the ball, he can jump and catch, as you've seen. It's just not about that. It's about learning the scheme and fitting in and see how many things he can do. We think he's very talented. And, you know, again, it's 2 days in. We're not crowning anybody on or off this team. It's just got to see how the body of work goes over time. But we like the athlete we brought in, and we like the tools that he has, and he's great to work with.
What kind of opportunity does Sean Tucker have on this team, having missed what he's missed?
We're throwing him right in there. He has just as good of opportunity as anybody over there. You know, he has great college credentials. We knew that when we got him. We understand where he was when we got him. He's shown that he's a competitor when he's in there, so just ready to get the pads on and see what he does over the next couple of weeks.
After your defense going up against Bruce Arians' offense for 4 years, especially the guys that have been here for 4 years, what new looks, or how is this new offense with Dave Canales testing your defense and giving you guys some different things to look at in practice than what they've seen in years past?
Well, it's different from a waggle standpoint. But for the guys that were here, we played this defense in Germany last year, this offense rather, so you kind of seen it, you know. We kind of seen it, and it has a little bit of Ram feel in it too for the guys that were here. But for us overall as a whole, getting used to the everyday process, there's a little new wrinkles in there that these guys have to learn. A little more movement involved rather than a drop back quarterback, so that's good from a discipline standpoint, testing your zone coverage and a discipline standpoint, so that's good work defensively.
Coach, I think every coach in the league would like to just say, you know, we got our quarterback. He's a franchise guy, whether it's Tom Brady the last 2 years, whatever. Have you been in this situation before? And just, is there anything that can be gained by it in having a quarterback competition in terms of doing it this way?
I've been in it before. You know, I was in it in New York, and you know, there's nothing that can be gained by having a quarterback competition. You know, both quarterbacks throw the football. Throwing the football is just part of it. The mental part and the aspect of the game, and the adjustment part, and the audible part, and the command part, and the things you have to do on the field is a huge part of it too. So it's not just who threw a touchdown and who didn't, who went 10 for 14 and who went 6 for 15. It's about how you do. Sometimes you got to be smart and throw the ball away. You're not going to get every play. You got to know when to have guts and when to not have guts, and that's just a feel, and you see that over time. So we understand that, and we're just taking it day by day.
Coach, did it look to you like Tristan Wirfs made progress even from OTAs and minicamp, like he had been working on things on his own?
Yeah, Tristan's a worker anyway. As soon as you challenge him to do something, he's going to work his tail off to do that. He's adjusted well over there, I think. You know, it's probably still some kinks he needs to work out, probably when we're getting pads from a hand placement standpoint, but I think he's done an excellent job so far.